Zombies. Well, The Walking Dead may be finally coming to a close, and zombie movies aren't quite as in vogue as they once were. Kotobukiya is out with a new line of zombie model kits that you can build and buy. So we've got the first two of the series right here that we're going to be taking a look at today. Agony and Biter. These are 1/24th scale little zombie model kits that you can make that are fully articulated, and these are going to be basically the same size and very similar to the Hexagear Governors, if you guys have ever built any of those, so they'll kind of go along together with those if you guys already have some of those in your collection. But these are the first two out in the series. The next two coming out are female zombies, so those will be out in the very near future. These are part of their new End of Heroes Zombinoids series of kits. So of course, if you guys want to check some of these kits out, we've got them down in the link at USA Gundam Store. I've got the link down below in the video description. But you guys want to see what the kits are like first, right? So let's go ahead and pop open the box and build them up. Alright, so first take a look at the Zombinoid Agony End of Heroes logo right there, and some very cool illustration work here on the front with the zombie with the glowing red eyes and this kind of moonlit scene there. Package art and character design by Superlog, modeling by Unitech Inc. This is a 1/24 scale full action plastic model kit here on the side. Just kind of got the same thing there. On the back side of the box, we've got What's End of Heroes. This is giving you what I guess is showing you the exact size, like an actual size of what the model kit is going to be. 75 millimeters or 7.5 centimeters in height. So again, they're 1/24 scale, they're not that big. And as you guys can tell from this box, I mean, it's a pretty small box for this. But here just on the back, you can get a sense of the articulation of this. So like I said, they're fully articulated. Here's some cool scenes over here with this, used with some Hexagear figures. So like I said, you can use them with your Hexagear Governor kits. This side of the box goes over the gimmicks, so just showing all the different points of articulation there that you have, and then just showing you like some examples with this. On the other side of the box, here is showing what it looks like, the assembly and some other stuff that you get in there. I think this is for like a chewed off or whatever, like broken off arm, and for a removed leg, so those are option parts for that. This splatter of whatever you might want to paint that up as, and then an unpainted sample. So this is cool to see. So that shows you exactly what the model kit is going to look like straight out of the box. Obviously not quite as nice as that, so will be some painting required for these, of course. The list price is also here on the box, 2,100 yen for this. And then just real quick, a look at the Biter box. Obviously going to be mostly the same here. That's what the artwork looks like on the front. On the back side, once again, just showing some different photographs, showing the articulation and some different scenes over there on the side. Here's the assembly, what it comes with. So this one comes with, I guess, a kind of rib cage and guts parts for the body. And then there's the unpainted sample. On the other side, once again, there's the gimmicks, the articulation, and a couple of sample poses there for you. Popping open the box, I can imagine we're just going to have a couple of small little runners in here. We'll see what all we've got. We'll take a look at those in just a second. The instruction manual is just going to feature the same box art on the front. On the back side, some zombie trivia. But again, for zombie fans, some cool images there using the model kits. On the inside here, we do also have a color guide for that if you want to make the colors exactly like how it looks. Here's a look at the option parts. So it's interesting they didn't show the option parts in any of the photographs on the outside of the box painted. They only showed them unpainted, but here on the inside you can see what those look like painted. I guess just because they're kind of gory, so they can't put that on the outside of the box. There is a rated 15 warning on the outside of the boxes there, so I guess to buy the kit you are supposed to be of a certain age. But anyway, here is a look at guide to easy painting. So it just gives you some painting tips here, which is nice. Again, it's all in Japanese, but there you go, the zombie point up. So just doing a little bit of shading. I think this is probably all we'll really do for today's video, but it's just a way to just kind of bring out the details and everything. So there's our parts list, and here's our construction. And that's basically going to be it for Biter, for Agony, I should say. For actual parts and runners, we've got our headpiece with the hair pre-painted on there, which is nice. We've got our hand parts, which are in a little bit softer material. Runners A and B are here in a dark red color. Runner D and E are here in a kind of light blue color for the jeans. Runner G is in a light tan color for the shoes. Runner H is in this light gray color, which is supposed to be like the skin tone color for these, and these are going to be parts it looks like for the neck. And runner L is in clear red, because if I would have taken the time to read the Japanese here on the box, it does say that the option parts is in clear red here for this. So that part that looks gray on the outside of the box, again, I think it's just because of the fact that it's kind of gory, they don't put it like that exactly how it is on the outside of the box, but there's how that looks, and it does look quite interesting. For the Biter kit, of course, we can expect most of the same here. We'll take a quick look at the manual. Got that artwork there on the front with green eyes instead of red. The back, once again, has some zombie trivia with some photographs on there. The inside has the color guide, There's a look at the painted kit. This is showing the option parts here, and you can get a sense of how those are meant to be used for showing a severed body like that with your clear parts. And once again here, the same guide to easy painting. Just a little technique there for you. Now for the parts, some of the runners are going to be the same, just in different colors, like these hand parts, for example, are the same, but the skin tone for this, instead of being in gray, is like an actual kind of a little bit closer to real skin tone color. Same thing for runner H for our neck parts, and our head part, because it doesn't have any hair on it, is not pre-printed with anything in this case. And then our guts option parts here are also located on the J runner, which is in a softer plastic. Runners A and C in this case are in a light blue color for the shirt. Runners D and F are in this olive green color there for the pants. And runner G, our shoe runner in this case, is in a kind of off-white color. And while I'm finishing up putting the other kit together, just a reminder to you guys, if you do want to keep up to date with new stuff coming out from Kotobukiya, they do have their Kotobukiya official Instagram account, so you can check that out. Follow them if you guys are on Instagram. That way you can see about all the new kits and figures, everything else coming out from Kotobukiya. So now having both of them built up, let's just go ahead and take a look at some of the articulation. So here in the neck, the head is on a little ball joint, and then you have a joint at the base of the neck as well that will allow for forward and back movement also. A little bit of side to side movement. You're going to be constrained to just kind of the neck of the shirt there, but you have some nice neck movement there. Here the shoulder, this whole joint swings to the front like that, which is great for doing your zombie kind of arms out reaching poses. Then you got a full rotation there at the shoulder, and you can bring the arm up all the way to there like that. You've got rotation in the middle of the bicep there as well. And then your elbow joint gonna give you a little bit more than 90 degrees like that. The hand is just on a single little ball joint in there. You have two joints here in the stomach section, which will give you a nice range of movement, and then basically those two pieces of the shirt are just kind of free floating there between the joints, so those will just kind of move around as you move the joints around, which are inside there. There's a ball joint and then another kind of swinging joint there in the middle, which goes back and forth there. You can kind of see it's kind of popping out there a little bit. But for clothing, which is normally very like organic shape, to be able to fit like articulation into like a solid plastic model kit like this, it's never going to be like perfect, and there's always going to be these places where it just kind of breaks the realism of it by having these joints in here, and especially at this scale. I mean, the kit is very small, so at this scale and then having articulation in there, it's just not going to look like, you know, natural clothing. The only way that I would recommend you guys to fix that would be if you wanted to get rid of like some of these gaps and stuff, would just get some epoxy putty and just turning it into just a fixed pose figure and just filling that in with epoxy putty, and that'd be very easy to do. But of course then you're sacrificing the articulation anyway. So here in the midsection you can also rotate that side to side. Then down here at the legs, those will go out to the side, up to the front, and then you have some rotation there at the top of the leg like that. Your knee bend, like with your elbow, is going to give you a little bit more than 90 degrees, but a pretty nice bend there at the knee. The foot will turn side to side a little bit like that, and you can also move that forward and back a little bit. I gotta say, unpainted, the bright white shoes on this one look a little bit weird for a zombie to have such bright white clean shoes. It looks like they're brand new shoes. So definitely gonna want to dirty these up a little bit. But the articulation is pretty nice. The only problem that I'm having here with the Agony kit is that for some reason this leg doesn't want to stay in place, and I think maybe there's just like a little bit of like flash in there, or just like a mold line in there that I just maybe need to try to cut that out a little bit in there, and that'll help that to stay on this ball joint. But otherwise, as it is, it keeps popping off the ball joint, so probably gonna end up gluing that one pretty soon. So here's a look around the kit's just completely unpainted and everything. I am going to throw a little bit of a panel liner on there, just using a brown panel line pen. The brown just kind of seems to make sense, and maybe a little bit of black in there as well. I'll panel line these up a little bit and then we'll see how they look. Alright, there you guys can see, even just using just a Pentaline pen, something real simple, it does definitely help bring out the details a lot. It really adds a lot to these if you're not going to go ahead and fully paint them. But again, painting them is going to be the best way to go, because then you can get the really dark colors and deep shadows in there, and that will help to hide the joints. So if you saw like on the photographs of the kids on the box and stuff, the joints are much less apparent than just on like the unpainted kid, and that's because they're just darkened in those areas just around the joints, and you can do that by fully painting in. Even if you don't have the experience to paint up something like this, you don't really feel like doing that, just get like a brown Pentaline pen, just kind of go to town on this, and then just kind of wipe it away, and that definitely helps just to kind of make this look better. And the accessories you get with these are cool to just kind of give you some more options. And then the cool thing that you can do with like the blood splatter, like clear red part, is that actually fits on a Kotobukiya style flying base, which is unfortunately is not included with this. But for zombies, I don't think I would really necessarily need like a base for them, but there is an optional part for the back of the torso that will give you a 3mm attachment point for plugging this onto an action base. If you do want to have one like flying through the air or something, or maybe you were making like an action pose where one was being blasted by something or whatever and it was like flying through the air, you can do that. And then like the blood splatter part actually fits around the base. So there's different things that you can do with these, and the line is just starting out, so it'll be interesting to see in future releases where they go with these. Like I said, the next round of kits coming out is a couple of female zombies, and then after that I don't know if they'll end up doing any more just kind of like super zombies or where they end up going with the line. I'm not really sure, but it's an interesting line definitely. And again, if you are into the Hexagear Governor kits, these are on the same scale. I mean, the kits are very similar to those. So if you like playing with those kits, if you like making different scenes and dioramas and stuff with those kits, these will fit right in if you wanted to make something. Unfortunately, if you wanted to make like a horde of zombies, these kits are a little bit expensive. If you wanted to buy like 2 or 3 or 4 or even like 10 of them, it is going to be pretty costly. So unfortunately they're not very cost effective to really create like a whole horde of zombies. If that was something that Kotobukiya wanted to make available, or just if that was something that was going to be available in kit form, I think I would probably want something that's just like fixed posed. So basically just like little zombie miniatures at that point, was without the articulation, because I think probably a lot of the cost goes into all the different parts that make this articulated, whereas if it was just a fixed pose figure, it could be like 2 or 3 or 4 parts, and it would be a lot more cheaper to produce, I feel like. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the kits, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you have any further questions, of course, you can feel free to ask those down below as well. What do you guys think of the kits? Of course, we got these at USA Gundam Store. Everything else from Kotobukiya that you might be interested in, all the Hexagear stuff, all the Governor kits, check the link to USA Gundam Store down in the video description below. And also there's my coupon code there for you guys to use, so check that out. Thank you all so much for checking out the video today. Hope this was interesting, helpful for any of you who are maybe interested in this type of thing. It's definitely cool to have a little zombie figure that you can put on your desk or whatever if you're into zombies. So, and there's probably a lot of you guys who might be interested in this stuff, so I hope the video was helpful for y'all. If you also feel like liking, subscribing, that's also greatly appreciated. But until next time, hope you're all having a great day. I'll see y'all later. Bye guys.